So I wanted to show you guys an example of one of the food sensitivity tests that we have available to patients. Food sensitivity tests are very important for people that have allergic conditions, autoimmune diseases, digestive issues, brain fog, because we really need to figure out if food triggers are an issue in your situation. Because what's something that we get exposed to constantly every day, multiple times a day? It's foods that we eat. And if we're eating so-called foods that we think are healthy for us, but they're actually causing a low-grade inflammation, they're going to have a negative impact on our health over time. So food sensitivity testing is very important. Now, one thing with food sensitivity testing is you have to do a quality food sensitivity test. Ones that you just get mailed to you and you do a fingerprint prick, and then you send the test out, are not going to be the kind of tests that you want to get, because you don't want to get false positives or false negatives with food sensitivity tests, because you don't want to not be eating a food because you think you react to it when it was just a bad test and you can actually process that food. So we want to make sure we use a high quality lab that tests for the different antibodies, IgG, IgA, IgM. Most people, when they get food sensitivity tests, only get tested for IgG. And you could be negative for IgG, but positive for IgM and IgA. So you would still react to the foods, even though you think that you can eat those foods. So I just want to make this a quicker video, so we'll go through this. This is Cyrex Labs. They're one of the top labs in the world. They do, this is their Array 10. They test for, I think it's around 180 foods. So we just start, they do dairy, eggs, and one of the interesting things about Cyrex is they do cooked and raw. Now, most food sensitivity testing companies do only raw. So if you reacted to meat, it would be to raw meat. If you reacted to eggs, it would be to raw eggs. So that what's unbelievable for this company is they actually test cooked versus raw. So in normal range would be normal, equivocal, and out of range. So even if you have equivocal, that would mean you would be positive in this. So this is a male patient that we have. So they have no problems eating eggs, goat milk, yogurt, rice is no issue for them. The wheat alpha gliadins is no issue for them. They can do beans, they can do dark chocolate, they can do lentils, pinto beans, soybeans. None of those give them any issues when they eat it. Now, what you might ask is like, well, I don't react to, let's say, black beans, but when I eat black beans, it hurts my stomach. Well, that might not be a food immune reactivity, but it just may be a digestive issue, like you're not digesting beans properly. So that would be another aspect that you would have to address. So if we scroll down here, now we're going to get into some positives. So on the nuts and seeds, so almonds are good, cashews are good, but look at the food that they can't eat. So that would be flaxseed. So they react to flaxseed. So flaxseed is supposed to be healthy for us, but flax seeds would not be healthy for this person. It would cause a chronic low-grade inflammation in their body if they kept eating it over time. And one problem with food sensitivities is if you keep eating a food that you're sensitive to over time, it can lead to autoimmune diseases. If we go down, they can have peanuts, peanut butter, but cooked asparagus causes an issue. Raw asparagus, no issue, but cooked asparagus they react to. They can do a lot of these vegetables: broccoli and cabbage, chili peppers, corns, eggplant, garlic, onions, peas. They're fine with those. Potatoes, tomato, they're all good with that. But when we get to the fruits, there is a major reaction. So we have a huge reaction to bananas, and we have a huge reaction to the latex. So raw bananas are a huge reaction. Cooked bananas are not as much a reaction, but they're still positive. So this is still something here where this person could not eat bananas. With food sensitivity tests, they may eat a banana today and they wouldn't notice a reaction for up to 2 weeks. So that's why testing is key, is they may feel bad 2 weeks later from eating a banana. So that's why it's very important to get these type of testing done. Another food that they cannot eat is pineapples. So pineapples they have a major reaction to. And then from fish and seafood, halibut, cooked halibut causes a reaction. So they could have cod, they could have mackerel, they could have red snapper, they could have salmon, they could have tilapia, tuna, but to halibut, their body immune system reacts to it. And then from the meats, so we have beef and chicken and lamb, but pork is a reactive food that they have to take out of their diet. What's cool about the test too is they test herbs. So these are all raw herbs, raw spices. And in the spices, look at this. So turmeric, curcumin. This person cannot have turmeric or curcumin because they will have a reaction to it. And a reaction to it may be brain fog, it may be dizziness, it may be digestive issues, it may be skin issues, it may be joint pain. They also can't have vanilla, so they can't have vanilla. That would cause a major reaction. They could have coffee, tea, honeys. They actually don't react to any food coloring, so that's pretty neat. So this was just an example of a food sensitivity test that we can perform on patients. It really allows us to take a deep dive into your diet and customize a diet for you, so you know for the rest of my life, like, I've really got to stay away from turmeric because even though it's a healthy food, it causes a reaction in me.